All right, so get this. We're diving into something pretty unexpected today. AI, like ChatGPT, and how it could actually help us create a more sustainable future. It's like using the same tech that writes poems or code to, well, save the planet.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? We always think about AI as this futuristic thing, but it's already having a real impact on the sustainability challenges we're facing right now.
Exactly. And our guide for today is an article called ChatGPT Sustentabilidad, a revolución de IA, na responsabilidad social.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It's by Esteves Jr., published as recently on October 11th. It is in Portuguese, but no worries, we'll break it all down.
Sounds good.
So the article really digs into this idea that AI is becoming more than just a productivity tool. It's like a potential force for positive change, social and environmental.
I can see that.
So for this deep dive, we're going to try to uncover how specifically ChatGPT can be used as a tool to make that positive change happen, especially when it comes to sustainability and social responsibility. What do you think is a good place to start with all of this?
Hmm. Well, let's start with businesses. I mean, they're facing a lot of pressure these days to be more environmentally friendly, right? Not just from, consumers, but also from all these new regulations. And the interesting thing is that ChatGPT can actually help them out.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, it can analyze a company's data, all that stuff about their resource use and waste, and then suggest ways they can become more sustainable.
It's like having a super efficient consultant, right?
Yeah.
But how does that actually work? I mean, what does it look like in practice?
Well, one of the coolest things I read in the article is that ChatGPT can simulate different sustainability scenarios.
Simulate.
Yeah, like imagine a company is thinking about going paperless or switching to more energy efficient equipment.
Right. Big changes.
Exactly. They can use ChatGPT to see how those changes would impact their costs, their operations, and their environmental footprint before they actually make the changes in the real world.
Whoa, so it's like a crystal ball for sustainability initiatives.
Pretty much.
Right.
It lets them make smarter decisions and, minimize risks.
That makes a lot of sense. But beyond helping businesses be more efficient, can we also use ChatGPT to help, educate people about sustainability in general? Because sometimes, even for me, all that information can be a bit much.
Yeah, I hear you. That's where ChatGPT's ability to, simplify complex information is so valuable.
Hmm.
Like, the article talks about its potential to make sustainability more engaging and understandable for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, and it's not just about using simpler language. It's about tailoring the message to different learning styles and cultural backgrounds.
Okay, I'm curious. Do you have an example of what that might look like?
Sure. Imagine trying to explain the importance of e-waste recycling to a child. I mean, it's a pretty complicated issue, right?
Yeah.
But ChatGPT could explain it in a way they would understand, maybe through a story or even a game.
Wow. So it's like a personal tutor for sustainability. That's pretty cool. But I noticed the article also mentions that ChatGPT can help make sustainability initiatives more inclusive. How does that work?
Well, ChatGPT can help organizations create content that's accessible to people with, different needs and abilities.
Oh, I see.
Think about things like translating content into multiple languages, creating audio descriptions for people who are visually impaired, or generating transcripts for people with hearing difficulties.
So it's like everyone has a chance to contribute to a more sustainable future. That's great.
Exactly. It removes barriers and ensures everyone has the opportunity to learn about and contribute to a more sustainable world.
This is all super promising, but I have to ask,
Yeah.
what about the environmental impact of AI itself? Especially something as powerful as ChatGPT. Don't those huge data centers use a lot of energy?
That's a really important point. The article does acknowledge this significant energy consumption of data centers that, power AI like ChatGPT.
So are we basically creating one problem while trying to solve another?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
The article highlights that companies like OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, are working to make their data centers more energy efficient.
Oh, how so?
Well, they're transitioning to renewable energy sources, like solar and wind power, and they're also using advanced cooling technologies to reduce their overall energy consumption.
That's good to hear that they're taking steps to address that.
Yeah, it shows that the AI industry is becoming more aware of its environmental responsibility.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive. Can we quickly recap the key takeaways?
Sure. Basically, what we've seen is that AI, especially ChatGPT, isn't just some far-off futuristic concept. It's a powerful tool that can drive positive change in sustainability right now.
It's not just about, like, flying cars and robots. It's about creating real change for a more sustainable and inclusive world today.
Yeah, exactly. And we've only just scratched the surface of what AI can do. There's so much more to explore.
Well, before we move on to the next part, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. If we can use AI to help a single company use resources more efficiently, could we use those same approaches to tackle bigger environmental challenges? What other creative ways can you imagine using AI for sustainability?
Those are great questions, and we'll explore some potential answers in the next part of our deep dive, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive into AI and sustainability. So we've seen how AI like ChatGPT can be a game changer for companies wanting to be more eco-friendly, right?
Yeah.
And how it can make information about, all this sustainability stuff easier to understand.
Check this out.
But I'm really curious about this idea in the article that AI could like totally change how we approach sustainability on a larger scale.
Ah, yes. The shift from a reactive approach to a more proactive one. That's a key point.
Proactive. Okay. So what does that actually mean? Like, what would that look like?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Right now, we're always reacting to environmental problems, like after they've already happened, cleaning up oil spills, trying to fix damaged ecosystems, struggling to adapt to the changing climate. We're always playing catch up.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you're saying that AI can help us get ahead of these problems.
Exactly. AI can analyze huge amounts of data to identify patterns and then make predictions. That would allow us to anticipate environmental issues before they become major crises.
So instead of cleaning up the mess, we prevent it from happening in the first place.
Exactly. Imagine using AI to predict things like deforestation, monitor endangered species populations, or even identify areas that are vulnerable to, say, natural disasters. I mean, that kind of predictive power could change everything about how we manage resources, how we approach conservation, even how we build infrastructure.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here. But at the end of the day, AI is just a tool, right? We still need humans to actually make these changes happen.
Absolutely. AI is not a magic solution. It can give us the insights, the recommendations, but we still need to be the ones to use that information and take action. If we want a more sustainable future, we have to make it happen.
It's like a collaboration then. Humans and AI working together.
Exactly. And this collaboration requires a new way of thinking. We need to start seeing AI not just as something that automates tasks or makes us more efficient, but as a partner in tackling the biggest challenges facing humanity.
That's a really powerful way to think about it.
Hmm.
Are there any examples of this happening, like this proactive approach using AI out there in the world?
Oh, absolutely. There are a lot of exciting projects popping up. For example, there are organizations using AI to track illegal fishing activity, predict the spread of invasive species, even optimize renewable energy production.
Wow, that's incredible. So the same technology that powers ChatGPT is being used to track down illegal fishing boats. Who would have thought?
Right. AI is so versatile, and the applications are constantly evolving, expanding. It's really exciting to see what people come up with.
So as AI gets, more advanced, can we expect even more creative and impactful applications in sustainability?
Without a doubt, we're just at the beginning. As AI becomes more sophisticated, more accessible, its potential to contribute to a more sustainable future will only grow.
Speaking of accessibility, I'm curious about the role of open source AI in all of this.
Ah, yes. That's an important point. Open source AI, where the code is freely available, it can really democratize access to these powerful tools.
So it wouldn't just be a few big tech companies controlling AI. It could be in the hands of, researchers, startups, NGOs, even just individuals. Wow.
Exactly. Imagine a global community of developers all working together to create AI tools that are specifically designed to address local environmental problems. That's the beauty of open source. It opens up so many possibilities.
Okay, that's seriously cool. It sounds like true grassroots change, but powered by AI.
It is. But while the possibilities are exciting, it's also important to remember that AI, like any powerful technology, can be misused.
All right.
We can't forget about things like data privacy, the potential for job displacement. Those are very real concerns.
Yeah, that's true. We need to be thoughtful about the potential downsides as well. We can't just
Yeah.
embrace this technology without thinking about the consequences.
Exactly. We need to have these open, honest conversations about the potential impacts of AI, both the good and the bad. And of course, establish ethical guidelines, regulations to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. Well, this second part of our deep dive has been really thought-provoking. Before we wrap things up, what stood out to you the most from this discussion?
I think the most powerful idea in the article is how it challenges us to rethink what AI can do in society. It's not just about efficiency or automation, it's about using this amazing technology to build a more just, equitable, and sustainable world.
That's a future worth working towards.
Yeah.
We've explored some really important ideas, but there's still more to unpack. So in the final part of our deep dive, we'll look at what the future might hold for this rapidly evolving field. Stay with us.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into AI and sustainability.
So we've talked about all this amazing potential, right? Optimizing businesses, predicting environmental threats. But like with any powerful technology, there are always things to watch out for as AI develops.
Yeah, definitely. And the article actually brings up some really important areas we need to think about as AI gets more involved in our sustainability efforts.
Oh, like what?
Well, one big one is the impact on jobs. As AI gets more sophisticated, it's probably going to automate certain tasks that are currently being done by people.
Right, makes sense.
And, some of those jobs could be in sectors related to sustainability.
That's a worry for sure. We don't want people losing their jobs because of technology.
Right, of course not. But I think the key here is to be proactive, Instead of being afraid of job displacement, let's focus on retraining and upskilling workers.
So they're ready for the new opportunities that will come up in a changing job market.
Exactly. We need to adapt,
Yeah.
right? And make sure everyone has a chance to succeed in this future that's being shaped by AI.
So it's about finding that balance, embracing the potential of AI, while also thinking about its effects on society and the workforce.
Precisely.
Well, this whole deep dive has been incredibly insightful. But before we go, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the future of AI and sustainability? What do you see happening?
Honestly, I think the future is incredibly exciting. As AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see some truly game-changing applications in so many areas. Renewable energy, conservation, even things like climate change mitigation and environmental justice.
It feels like we're at the beginning of a tech revolution that could have a huge impact on our planet
Oh,
and our lives, really.
we are, definitely. But, and this is important, we have to make sure this revolution is guided by, strong ethical principles and a real commitment to creating a more sustainable and just future for everybody.
That's a great point. So, as we've learned today, AI has this incredible power to change the game for sustainability, but only if we use it wisely and responsibly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's a challenge, for sure, but it's also this incredible opportunity to build a better future. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and, keep pushing the boundaries of